Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the vinyl community. um, it's time for another vinyl finds video. This pile of stuff I don't think is as big as last month's. I could be wrong, um, but I'm definitely 100% slowing down after this month because we are running out of room in this 2 bedroom flat of ours. So. Um, After this, I will be slowing down. However, I will say there's quite a mixture in this video. We're going to be jumping back and forth between genres like quite a bit. But the genres that you see, there's like a few of the same of every genre. Not every genre, but the ones I'll show you. First things first, got a new record box because I needed more storage. I hope to get a few more of these going forward, but for now I have that one. I'm not a massive fan of them really old school ones, but I quite like the design on it, so I managed to cop for that. But that is what I have. I like the Gorilla cases, but they're like £30 each, so when I really need them, then I'll get them. But for now, that would make do. So let's get into it. July 2021 vinyl finds. This month was the second drop for Record Store Day. I don't get why Record Store Day suddenly has like loads of different drops. I get why they did it last year because they had to push it back and they couldn't, and they did loads of titles, so they couldn't do everything all in one go. But yeah, this time around, however, I think drop 2. I was more interested in drop 2 than drop 1. There was really only one thing I wanted in drop 1, and then something I got the next day because I wanted to grab it, and I didn't realize it had come out, or I realized it came out, but I didn't give it a proper listen, and then I wanted to go back and get it. So yeah. 3 things I got on Record Store Day. One thing I didn't get on Record Store Day, but the record store did order it. It just got stuck in customs in France. That's this, Divisions, September 5th. This is their debut album from 2016. They reissued this on Record Store Day. I believe there were 400 copies pressed up. When I looked it up, they were there. When I didn't get it on Record Store Day, I literally looked everywhere for it, and everywhere else that had this had sold out. It was crazy. It's obviously that popular of an album. It may not have been on vinyl when it came out, but this already, I mean, for a 5-year-old album, fetches for triple figures, like low end triple figures, but still triple figures. Comes with an insert of the Division sign and liner notes there, which I think is pretty cool. And then just comes on this really cool purple vinyl. You're going to see a little bit of a theme with my Record Store Day pickups. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you'll probably see it. I put the hype sticker there. I was meant to put it on this side, but it didn't really click as to what side I was putting the hype sticker on until I put it on. I thought, oh, I don't really want to take it off, so I left it. But yeah, Division was the one thing I really wanted from this drop because I've wanted an original, but I've not been able to afford one. So this is the next best thing, and being the only one that my record store, at the record store, like 2 minutes down the road that way, got in. I wanted to make sure that I got it, and there were only 400, I'm sure of it anyway, 400 released, so I managed to source one. and there it is, finally in my collection. Another thing I picked up, Aliens soundtrack. I've wanted this soundtrack for ages, but I've never ever been able to find an original copy, so I bit the bullet on this one. I'm glad they went with this cover instead of the British one, which is literally just aliens in green, a black cover with aliens in green writing. I think they did that because at the time they didn't want to give away the ending for those who hadn't seen the movie. But the every other pressing of this album has this cover, which is really strange to me. But this is one of my favourite films. I didn't have the soundtrack yet, so I decided I'll bite the bullet on it. It comes on yellow and green acid blood coloured vinyl, which I think is awesome. Yeah, James Horner did the score for this, and it's, I mean, as a score, I probably prefer the score to the first movie, but as an overall film, I do prefer the second film, Aliens. I just think it's a lot more fun, a bit faster paced than the first film. But yeah, Aliens soundtrack, picked that one up on Record Store Day. I also picked up Ann Peebles. This is Ann Peebles. This is its first official vinyl pressing since its original 1969 release. I mean, it has had one since its original release, but it came out later on in '69, and both pressings fetch for about £400. I'm not even kidding. It's an expensive album. I'm so glad I picked this one up. Yeah, really good. I love Ann Peebles. You never see her stuff anywhere. And this is meant to be like a violet coloured vinyl, which I guess it is more of a violet colour, kind of purple, but it's still purple. And yeah, purple's one of my favourite colours, so anything on purple vinyl, I'm going to be all for it. Yeah, really love having really love Ann Peebles' voice. While it's not my favourite Ann Peebles album, it's still nice to have some Ann Peebles finally in the collection. This last one, I wasn't planning on picking up on Record Store Day, but I saw it there, and because I didn't get Division on the day, I thought, yeah, I'll get this. And it's for my Bee Gees collection. 3 Kisses of Love.
You mean Bee Gees?
Yeah, Bee Gees, that's what I said.
You mean bees?
Bee Gees. I'm sure I said Bee Gees. Anyway, 1,000 copies of this pressed, and this is just a collection of their early stuff on festival recordings. So before they became really famous over here, like worldwide, in Australia and New Zealand, they had, I think, 2 albums come out, and this is just a compilation of stuff from those 2 albums. And you wouldn't think it's Bee Gees, because it really doesn't sound like anything the Bee Gees have put out. But I really liked this, and I really didn't know what to expect going in, because obviously I hadn't heard any of these tracks before, because the only way to get them is in Australia and New Zealand. So really nice pressing there of this. This one also comes on yellow vinyl, so if you spot the theme between my Record Store Day pickups, they're all on either purple or yellow vinyl, which I think is pretty funny. I didn't even click until I was looking over back on the day, and they came on set colours, and I was just like, oh, there's a colour theme for this Record Store Day, and I didn't even like plan that or anything. It just sort of happened that way. But yeah, Bee Gees is the only thing that came out on Record Store Day that it wasn't on my original list. So yeah, those are my Record Store Day pickups. Anyway, so yeah, that's the stuff I picked up on Record Store Day 2020, July 2021. And I have a few more things for the Bee Gees collection. I'm just going to show you quick. Two of these albums I had already, one I didn't. But this is Odessa by Bee Gees, velvet cover, mono pressing. I had a stereo pressing from a few years back. This is a mono pressing with the velvet cover. This obviously originally came with the velvet cover. You don't like to put the velvet, do you?
What?
You don't like to put the velvet, do you?
No, but do that, pretend.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Bee Gees Odessa. I did already have a stereo, so what I'm going to do is probably compare the two and figure out which one I like the sound of more. But yeah, both really nice, beautiful mint copies of those albums. Nice to have another Odessa, one I can finally compare with, see which one I like more, and we'll go from there. Bee Gees first, which obviously came out before Odessa, and their first international release after they became like really big in Australia. This is their Beatles sounding album, as everyone knows. A mono press of this. Not a first press, obviously, because it's on Polydor. I believe the first pressing came out on Atco. There it is on Polydor. But it's still really nice to have this. If it's a first press, it's a first UK, but really cool to have that album finally. Never owned a copy of this. I've seen copies of this before, but never in this good a condition. So it's nice to have that. And then actually, and the final one I picked up is one I actually picked up last month, but it's an upgrade copy. It's Horizontal by Bee Gees. Again, a mono copy, but the cover is much better and the vinyl is spotless. So yeah, Horizontal by Bee Gees. So it's 3 more Bee Gees albums to pick up. Brilliant. Nice to add more stuff to the Bee Gees collection. Now I'm trying to, get that collection back up and running again. Where do I want to go next? I picked up the new McCartney remix album. I'm not a massive fan of Paul McCartney, as regular viewers will know, but this is his remix album, 3 Imagined, and I picked this up literally because I liked some of the remixes on it. The Blood Orange remix, the Khruangbin remix, the Anderson .Paak remix. Idris Elba has a remix on here, which is really random and weird, but yeah, really cool. Like I said, not a massive fan of McCartney, but still really nice to have something that I actually quite enjoyed by him, because this remix album is really good. And this is the I guess Rough Trade exclusive on dark green vinyl, even though it looks more turquoise on camera. Meant to be dark green. Yeah, this is the
It's more teal to me.
it's more teal to Jenny. Could be more teal, I don't know, but meant to be dark green vinyl of McCartney's Imagine 3 Imagined. So yeah, his remix album, really nice thick spine as well, which I quite enjoy. A nice thick spine. But yeah, wouldn't normally pick up McCartney stuff unless I really, really like it, and I really, really like this. So had to get that. Love that. Really cool stuff. Really, really good stuff. Managed to find a few 80s hard rock, heavy metal albums, and you just don't see these in my area very much, because people that like this sort of stuff, they just don't get rid of it, or when you do see it, people ask like crazy money for them because they are just that rare here. But I picked up Def Leppard, Pyromania. Again, I keep going back to the reference of Grand Theft Auto, which my fiance is always playing. But a song on this album is on the soundtrack to Grand Theft Auto 5. So that's the reason I got that one. Cinderella Long Cold Winter. I've never seen any Cinderella stuff. I mean, I see Def Leppard stuff every now and again, but never ever Cinderella. So grabbed that one. And then my favourite out of the three that I listened to was Wrapped, Out of the Cellar. I really enjoyed this one. So yeah, 3 metal albums that you just never ever see. So happy to grab those. Where to next? It's really hard for me to decide where to go next. Grabbed a copy of Level 42's first album. I quite enjoy Level 42, but again, you only really see World Machine and Running in the Family, those 2 albums, because I think they were their most popular. But I really enjoy listening to Level 42, so I was super happy to grab their first album, just titled Level 42. What you hear? 81 is the year on that, so that's really cool. And I finally have a copy of that. And then jump into something really weird here. Captain Beefheart and his Magic Band. Mirror Man, yeah. I don't know Captain Beefheart's music all that well. The only reason I picked this one up is because it's on Buddha Records, which I quite enjoy that label. It's the same label that Gladys Knight and the Pips are on, so that's the only reason I grabbed that, was because it was on Buddha. Yeah, Captain Beefheart and his Magic Band. I've got a few over here as well, so if you see me go back and forth, that's why. Kick by NXS. Finally found a nice, clean, original copy of this. I quite enjoy this album from NXS, I must admit. But again, you never ever see it, so super stoked to finally add that to my collection. Sorry if I start speeding through stuff here, guys. I'm trying to get through everything in this video. I have not 1, not 2, but 3 jazz albums to show as well, so I might as well show them. One, again, I also picked up last month, but it has the original cover, which the one I picked up last month didn't. It was a reissue with a different cover. This is also another reissue, an earlier reissue, but with the original cover. Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, Moaning. Easily one of my favourite jazz albums. And I love it. It's a really good one. So glad to have this. 2016 is the year of this reissue. Yeah, another one that is, I guess, an upgrade copy for me. Horace Silver Quintet, Song for My Father. You guys, I've seen this floating around the vinyl community, and ever since I've listened to a couple of tracks on this, I have been wanting to find a copy, but never came across one. And finally have this one, the 2017 reissue of his 1964 album. So yeah, really good stuff there. Horace Silver Quintet, Song for My Father, really good jazz album there. And then Soul Station by Hank Mobley, not the most recent reissue of this. This is the 2016 reissue again, so more jazz stuff there for the collection. Ironically, you find it when I'm not actively seeking out jazz albums, and I know I can never afford original pressings of many of the jazz albums I'm looking for, so I'm happy with these reissues. So yeah, they're the jazz albums I picked up. The soundtrack to The Greatest Showman. Me and my fiance watched this movie so much that I've been wanting to get the soundtrack and never ever got it.
Oh,
Your foot tickled me.
sorry. Got straight in my nails, sorry.
That's alright. Yeah, the Greatest Showman soundtrack. I'm not even kidding. I probably know all these songs backwards and forwards at this point. We've watched it so much. Yeah, just a really good soundtrack. A guilty pleasure for me. And I'm not a big fan of musicals, but I would probably say The Greatest Showman is my favourite musical. Just because of how much I enjoy it and how fun it is. I'm not a big fan of musicals. But it's a guilty pleasure for me, I can't help it. I want to save the soul stuff till last, because I know that some people are interested in that, not many people are. But we've not got many left to go, so we're nearly there. One reggae album, a couple hip hop albums, and a 12-inch, and then we're on to the soul stuff. Desmond Dekker. You can get it if you really want. His second album from 1970, sort of more ska, kind of crosses over between reggae and ska, like really early ska for Desmond Dekker. It's on Trojan, so you know it's going to be good. But yeah, just a really wicked album from Desmond Dekker. I don't think I had anything from him. So this was a nice little cheeky little pickup from, of this month, Desmond Dekker. Onto the hip hop, and then it's literally just the soul stuff left to show. So the one hip hop 12-inch I got was Around the Way Girl, LL Cool J, with 4 different remixes on it. I didn't know the remixes, and it's not my favorite LL Cool J track, but it is off my favorite LL Cool J album, which is Promise to Knock You Out. But yeah, just had to grab that one. Nearly dropped it, which would have been not funny. Yeah, obviously LL came out on Def Jam. Really nice. Never see this on 12. And yeah, so grab that one. Next one is Eric Sermon, Double or Nothing. You guys know Eric Sermon from EPMD. This is his solo album from 1995. Yeah, Eric Sermon solo stuff. Never ever see it. Sampled a couple tracks. Really liked what I heard. Had to pick it up again on Def Jam. And it's actually a really clean copy, which is really surprising because most hip hop that you find, it gets really, really hammered. And so to find this in its original shrink wrap as well, it's really nice. So yeah, Eric Sermon, Double or Nothing. Super happy to have that. And then final hip hop album that I'm going to show, and then we're on to all the soul stuff. Final hip hop album, Jay-Z's The Blueprint. This is a reissue, not an original, but this is my favorite Jay-Z album. The weird thing with Jay-Z for me is he has his good albums are really good, but his bad albums are really, really bad. So there's no in between with Jay-Z for me, but this has always been my favorite Jay-Z album. People may disagree. I mean, people have their favorite Reasonable Doubt, Black Album, or Blueprint. Me, it's The Blueprint, and it always has been, always, probably always will be. But yeah, Jay-Z, Blueprint. Finally have a copy of this to add to the collection. I'm a big Jay-Z fan, but I'm a big fan of his good albums, and I'm so glad that finally I have more Jay-Z in the collection, because the only other album I have of his is one I don't like. So there's that. Rest of it is all soul stuff, so let's get into it. Pops, We Love You by Diana Ross, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder and Smokey Robinson. You guys know I also actively collect Stevie Wonder stuff. This I did already have, but I had the 12-inch. This is the 7-inch that is heart-shaped on red vinyl, which is really cool in my opinion. I showed this to Jenny and she'd never seen like a weird shaped vinyl, as she put it. So really cool to have that in the collection. I don't own any weird shaped vinyl either. This is like the first one, my first one. So really happy to have that. And it's the only 7-inch pickup this time around. Jade, Don't Walk Away. When Baraka P-Dub and Tim from High News Vinyl did a little video called, what was it, DJ Essentials? I think it wasn't called that, but that's basically the gist of what they did. Baraka P-Dub showed the album on CD, and it really reminded me of how much I love this song. So I was looking for it, and it finally came my way. So there it is, on reprise. Super clean copy of Don't Walk Away by Jade. Happy to have that on 12. Like I said, one of my favourite songs from the time period is 92. So yeah, really good stuff there. Love that song. More 12s. Minefield. Eye Level, Minefield. Discovered this in lockdown last year. Finally have a copy. It's got number 4 and Give Me a remix on the flip side. But I have this just for the song Minefield, because that's the song that really stuck out to me. So yeah, there's that one. Direct Drive. Anything? Paul Hardcastle remix, Mark King remix on that side, and then has ABC on the flip. Really good double A side there. Ralph Tresvant, I think I'm saying that name correctly. Sensitivity. A little bit more of a chilled one here. Still good. And then Lyndon David Hall, Sexy Cinderella. Another R&B sort of soul kind of song. I forget the year on this song. 97. So 5 years after Don't Walk Away, but still a great song. Shame we lost him so soon, but there it is. Lyndon David Hall, Sexy Cinderella. Really good musician there. Alright, on to the albums, and then we'll be done with the video. Skipworth and Turner. I believe it's just called Skipworth and Turner, but this has the song Thinking About Your Love on it, which was their big hit. Had to pick that, had to grab that. That was a gift off my boss when we went to London. He also grabbed me like loads of stuff, but this is one that I've been looking for ages, on Warner Brothers, and it's an American pressing as well, which I'm always grateful for, an American pressing. Especially an album I've been looking for ages. Billy Paul, Feeling Good at the Cadillac Club. You guys know I actively collect stuff on the Philadelphia International record label. That is my favourite record label. The weird thing about this one though is it's the Canadian press on Columbia. Although it still says, if you look at it, if I can get it, says there Philadelphia International. So I guess Columbia owned Philadelphia, which would make sense. But I don't know why Canada put it out on that label instead of just the green Philadelphia label. But I have it. I'm not complaining because I now have something else on Philly label that I didn't have yet. And so there it is, Billy Paul, Feeling Good at the Cadillac Club. Good stuff there. Loetta Holloway disco album here. On one.
Slowly,
Sorry.
slowly, that's
What?
fine. Oh, later.
Lolita. Just called Lolita. It's on Salsoul, which obviously is one of my favourite disco label, but maybe don't like it as much as the Philadelphia International label. But anything on Salsoul, you know it's going to be good. And yeah, just had to bring this one home because I don't see much Salsoul albums. I see 12s all the time, but albums, you just don't see them. So happy to have that. Betty Wright, Danger, High Voltage, more disco, really good stuff here from her. This is one of her really good albums. Betty Wright had quite a few albums out, but this is one of her better ones in my opinion. 70, I forget what year this is, but yeah, still a good one. On to two Grails here. One of them is signed, one of them is something else, and we'll get to the something else in a minute. Light of the World, British soul music. They had a big hit in 1980 with the song called London Town. And my boss at work went to go see them live back at the beginning of the month, and he got the chance to meet them and got them all to sign the album to me, my DJ name, Soulboy Alex. So they all signed it there, which I think is really cool. This is their latest album from 2020 called Jazz Funk Power, excuse me. But yeah, great album from them. He said they were great. I believe it. There they are. The three guys who have signed the album cover. So really cool stuff. And yeah, just cannot believe my luck that I have a copy of this in the collection. Yeah, just really, really cool. I don't have a lot of signed stuff, so that's really, really nice. And especially something that's personally signed. Just incredible. The final thing I managed to grab, and this is probably something that is a bit more personal, because I wouldn't normally, I mean, I already had a copy of this album, but this is more of an upgrade copy because although mine was still a very nice copy, it was not the Japanese pressing. Whitney Houston by Whitney Houston, her first album from 1985. Yeah, 85. This is like I said, the Japanese pressing. You guys see this here? This is normally the back cover of the album. They originally it was meant to be the front, but they didn't like it, so they put it on the back and then had a different image on the front. And on the back cover is Whitney with a horse. So still the same album, as you guys know. It's just the Japanese pressing. And again, I have less Japanese pressings than I do signed stuff because you just don't see Japanese pressings anywhere. Unless you're in Japan, obviously, but I don't see them at all ever, so I had to jump at the opportunity to grab this one. Yeah, Whitney Houston's first album, the Japanese pressing, really good stuff. So yeah, that is it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Sorry it's another long one, but what can you do? I mean, I tried to get through it as quickly as I could, so thanks for bearing with me. Yeah, so with that all said and done, that's it for this video. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new here. If you've already subscribed and you've not turned on the bell notification, make sure you do that, because then you never miss a video. Also, all my links are down in the description below, so make sure you follow me on Instagram and check out my Discogs as well, because I sell stuff on there. So yeah, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye.